Hello, welcome back to Carmela's Sanctuary of Squirrels. Have you wondered what happens at the sanctuary during the winter? Today I'm going to take you through some of the things that we do here when we don't have babies to feed. First though, last week I had promised to introduce you to Halloween. Here he is, the cute little guy on the screen now, with his friend Pumpkin who's in the Squirrelio with him. The squirrel room has tile flooring, so it is easy to keep clean. I sweep multiple times daily, and I use the wet Swiffer frequently. Although squirrels are fun to watch, they are also quite messy. Sunflower seed shells, peanut shells, and bits of fruit and vegetables are thrown to the floor. It's not unusual to walk into the room and step on a stray grape or blueberry. During the first episode, I showed you the intake process of Ian, a squirrel that had been attacked by a dog. Sadly, he didn't make it due to internal injuries. This is Ian. I wanted to take a minute to show you the care involved for a disabled squirrel. Fresh food and water are provided for all the squirrels daily. More about this in a bit. Because his hindquarters were paralyzed, he had no bowel or bladder control. This meant his bedding needed to be changed multiple times a day. I used disposable changing pads in the bottom of the nest to absorb as much of the urine as possible. Then I put 2 to 3 bar mop towels loosely over the pad. I can use colored towels for this since I don't need to worry about fleas at this point. Next, I examined him to make sure he was cleaning himself. Then I assessed his medical condition. Sadly, there hadn't been any improvement in his paralysis. He still had no reaction to pressure on his legs or feet. Medications were then administered, the anti-inflammatory pain medication plus the oral antibiotic. Finally, he was tucked back into his clean bed. As mentioned before, squirrels can be quite messy. Cage cleaning is done regularly, removing shells, discarded fruits and vegetables, bedding, fecal matter, and urine. The chipmunks have a fluffy recycled newspaper bedding in their cage. It's necessary to change that out about once a month. Chipmunks love to stash food in small caches throughout the cage. Because of this, I have to be very thorough in emptying the bedding from the cage. While I was moving the nest, one of them decided to jump out of the cage. Fortunately, I was able to catch her quickly. We use a lot of bar mop and flour sack towels for bedding. When I clean their nests, the dirty towels are put in a cloth basket by the door. Laundering of their bedding is quite frequent. During breeding seasons, I have to run it daily. After gathering it together, I carry it down to our laundry room. Squirrels are rough on their bedding, so when I do laundry, I check every towel before putting it into the washing machine. If the towel has holes, is frayed, or is badly stained, it gets thrown away. I shake the salvageable towels out over a wastebasket to cut back on the amount of shells left in the washer. The rope baskets I use for nests also need to be cleaned. Fortunately, they are machine washable. Ed goes to the feed elevator once a month to buy peanuts and sunflower seeds. We use these for the captive squirrels as well as the dozens of squirrels that come to the yard every day. He buys 4 to 6 25-pound bags of each, depending on the time of year. I keep large jars full of them in the squirrel room to make daily feedings easier. The jars are filled in the garage, which is where the large bags are stored. One jar has sunflower seeds alone, the other jar is a mix of sunflower seeds and peanuts. Daily feedings aren't difficult, but they are time-consuming. I have to change out their water, usually wiping the bowl out after it's been emptied, then refilling it with clean water. I keep a gallon pitcher full of water in the squirrel room for this purpose. I check their seed bowls to make sure they have actual seeds, not just shells. It is surprising how many seeds they can eat in a day. They get fresh fruits and/or vegetables daily. This particular day they got blueberries. Favorites include blueberries, grapes, sweet potatoes, sugar snap peas, and cherries. They also get healthy bites from Henry's Pets daily. These are fortified with vitamins and minerals to keep them healthy and strong. Ed cuts fresh branches for the squirrels every 2 weeks or so. In the winter, he tries to find branches that have buds and/or fruits on them, since there are no leaves. This particular batch of branches is from the Bradford pear trees in our yard. These are an ornamental pear, and the fruit is smaller than a marble. These branches had both buds and pears. Squirrels love to chew on the branches. This helps to keep their teeth filed down since they are constantly growing up to 6 inches a year. They also like to eat the fresh sap they find inside the branches. We get squirrels in year-round. Orphaned babies are seasonal, but there is never a reprieve from injured or sick adults, not to mention those found in people's attics. These flyers were trapped in an attic. The man had trapped one and brought it to me right away. The next night, he trapped 6 more. While transferring them from the trap to the temporary cage, a couple of them got loose. This is why we do these transfers in our bathroom. It confines them and makes them easier to catch. The small cage shown here is not their enclosure for the winter. When they arrived, we had single-digit weather with below 0 wind chills. They were kept in this small cage for a few nights, and once the weather warmed up again, they were transferred to one of the cages on the patio, with a heated nest box and water bowl.